Terrific. Joining me in studio, special guest, Jesse the Machine Green. What's happening, man?
Hey, man. How are you?
Good. Been a while?
Yeah, it's been a while.
You were on Distracted Driving a long time ago.
One of the funnest interviews ever.
Was it really?
So I have very high hopes for this interview because that was like, you guys asked me like good questions. Often I get, the normal questions.
Sure.
And
How'd
so,
you get your start there, Jesse?
Right. And I can answer that for your listeners. It was love at first cut, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Okay,
Yeah.
Let's do the fun questions. And you and I are not strangers. I think we should state off the bat.
Yeah.
You actually fronted my band one night.
Well, let me say, okay, so I fronted your band because what? You were sick that night?
No, I was there. You don't remember me being there?
You were. No,
Oh, yeah.
I remember you there because you.
Like, wait a minute, this story just took a different turn.
Well, I went in thinking, oh, I'm gonna have to do the whole thing, and then every song you're like, you know what? I think I got this one.
It
Hey,
was-
Ray, I'll do this one.
It was the most unfortunate benefit ever.
Yeah.
And we actually were just telling that story the other day because, we never, it was funny, we never talk about the shows that were epic. We just talk about the shows that were like, oof, that show is terrible.
Yeah, well, it's
And that
fun
was
to tell the negative stories sometimes.
Right.
And it's the ones that are always in the back of your head.
And that was a terrible show. But not because of you. You were fabulous. You stepped in. We had our lead singer had a conflict at the last minute.
Oh, that's what it was. That's right.
And you stepped in, and everybody was angry about it. And you stepped in and got up and did the whole show to, unfortunately nobody.
I do remember the anger.
Yeah.
I remember the band was pretty angry at the situation.
Oh, God, yeah.
And I felt, because I was an outsider, I'm coming in going, oh, these guys hate me.
Yeah, no. We were like, we loved you. You saved the day. We were angry at the guy who had the scheduling conflicts
Yeah.
because we had this benefit to play.
But I felt that anger.
Yeah. And then there was nobody there. And then the year before, I remember I sold it to you like, dude, this is because the year before it was huge.
Oh, right, yeah, I
It was a
remember that, too.
blowout. And then I guess it just wasn't meant to be 2 years in a row. And the weekend was bad. I think it was a holiday weekend too.
Yeah.
And we got there and there was like nobody. And I was like, oh my God. I'm sorry.
was fun,
I'm
though.
sorry.
No, it was
Ray. And
so
it was
fun
a
hanging out with you
blast.
guys.
And it's one of the best stories that we have.
That's it. That's the best story. Okay, so in a positive light, what's the best story you have from Fever Dream is the name of the
Fever
band,
Dream
by
is
the
the
way.
name of the AKA Earth's
Fever.
greatest cover band.
Dream,
Fever
yeah.
Dream. Yeah, you got to say it like from Boston. Fever.
That's right. And you changed that, didn't you?
Yeah,
Did
because
start
originally it
as
was Fever.
Yeah.
It was Fever, and then there's like three other Fever Dreams out in the world as well, like a heavy metal, band in Sweden or something like that, and they actually do really well. And then there was a Fever Dream in Colorado, but it looked like back then, this was like the MySpace days.
Yeah.
And it looked like they weren't doing anything anymore, but we said, we're not taking any chances. And then the inside joke that you say it like you're from Boston became our best legal course of action.
Fever Dream.
Fever Dream, F-E-V-A-H.
What was I saying? Oh, so what's your best story in a
From Fever
positive
Dream?
light? Yeah.
A positive
Because
story?
you've done some great shows.
Oh, we've done epic shows.
Yeah.
We've done amazing. I mean, well, we play on the regular. We play Lansdowne Pub in Boston across from Fenway.
Okay.
And I always
gotta be
say, if you play that place once, your whole life is made.
Yeah.
We've been doing it now for 8 years. You know what I mean?
I think every band has that venue. It's like if we can play there,
Yep.
then our career has been made.
And actually, now that you said that, I thought of probably my greatest moment there is the night. I got there, didn't realize that Dead and Friends were playing Fenway Park that night.
Oh wow.
So, and I'm a huge Grateful Dead fan.
Yeah.
So it was like, once I realized that, I just kind of, oh my God.
Yeah.
Ran up the street and I'm looking, I bought a t-shirt. And then it was, they end at, 11?
Yeah.
We start at 10
People
and
are
end at
spilling
1:30.
out and-
So we had that, not the whole crowd from Fenway, but everybody that was there had come spilling out from Fenway. And so I look at that as the night the Grateful Dead opened for Fever Dream. Perception is reality.
Sure,
That's how I see
absolutely.
it. And I'm going to take that with me forever.
Yeah, I know a lot of people that play like the second stage somewhere, and they say we opened for Motley Crue.
That's right.
Well, you were like a half mile down the road on the second stage.
Right. Well,
but perception is reality.
We were right across the street,
Yeah.
and I was on cloud nine, and it was an electric crowd. Like I never, we get up to
Sure.
the first song, and you get to a point where your adrenaline's going. I play the harmonica. Get to the point where my adrenaline's going so much that I can do what I call fluttering, where it's just like I don't even know how I'm doing this. Stepped outside my body for a second, but I'm going
Yeah.
really fast, and I'm liking it.
Yeah.
And we do best under pressure. We do it under high stress. Not high stress, but like big crowds, bigger performance.
Right.
If there's nobody there, it's kind of like.
Well, yeah, your whole attitude comes down a
Yeah.
bit, and I think it happens with every band. And we do play shows where there's 10 people out there.
Yeah.
And you don't know how you're going to get through it.
Right.
But then you play to a crowd right from the start. There's 100, 200 people, at least for me in this area, and you are just rolling. You're doing things, like you said, you're doing things you didn't know you could do.
Yeah, and it's the greatest.
Yeah.
And as a kid who grew up, I was 14 years old when I discovered the harmonica, thanks to the movie The Blues Brothers. And when I got my driver's license, I used to drive into Harvard Square, unbeknownst to my parents, and just jump in with street musicians.
No
and just
kidding.
yeah, that's how I got my start. I cut my teeth the hard way for about From age 14 to 25, that's all I did. I was all over the country, just jumping in with any street musicians I could. So I've jumped in with musicians in, at Venice Beach, in New Orleans, in Hawaii. You know what I mean? But then it took me until 25 to get my own band. So, and when we started playing, we were literally playing to smoky rooms.
Yeah.
You watch back our old DVDs, and it's like the whole front row is just a big cloud of smoke. Now we play to cell phone culture. We started when I was 25. I'm now 42. It's weird.
Yeah. It is. I'm 47 years old. I've owned about 17 harmonicas, and I don't know how to play it.
And 1,000 bands. How many bands are you on now?
Enough.
Yeah.
Enough. But that's something as a front man that I've always wished I could do, but I'm so lazy to learn how to do it.
What's that, the harmonica?
The harmonica. I think every front man should know how to play the harmonica.
I hope not. No. That's bad. That's my gimmick, man. Take away my gimmick. Because I don't do anything else. I can't play the guitar.
Yeah.
I do sing, but I don't like to walk around taking credit for singing because I feel like it makes me sound like
you are the harmonica man.
I don't go around going, I'm a singer. I play the harmonica.
I tell people I'm a singer, not a real musician. When they say, "What do you play in the band?" I just sing. I'm not a real musician.
Right. Well, I say I'm not a musician. I'm a performer.
Oh, there you go. And you are, indeed.
Thanks, man.
And you're also a performer in your real job.
Yep.
Which is the chainsaw sculptures.
Yep.
So, and that's why we had you down here today.
Oh, that's why I forgot for a second.
I forgot what we were talking about. We're just talking music.
I'm like, Ray, let's talk about the band.
Well, when is the band playing again? Can people
That's a good question.
Okay.
I'd have to, you know what? I'll pull my calendar out next time you're asking a question, and I'll check it out.
All right.
Yeah, we're back, and we've got it's gonna be an awesome summer. I know we're back at the Lansdowne. We're at the Bell in Hand in Boston, and then we're at the Improper Bostonian this summer down
fun.
Cape Cod. That's Labor Day weekend. That's gonna be epic.
That'll be huge.
Yeah. And just a bunch of shows, but fevadream.com, FEVAH dream.com.
Facebook as well.
Facebook, yep, Instagram.
Yeah, awesome. You're wearing an ESPN hat.
Yes, I am.
Is that new? Did they get that?
I'd like to say that they did, but I rated their gift shop pretty hard.
That's a nice hat.
Thanks.
All right, so ESPN called on you recently,
Mm-hmm.
and for those of you that don't know, Jesse does chainsaw sculptures, and is from Medway.
I'm from Holliston originally.
Okay.
And then I moved to Hawaii, and
Oh, you were in
realized,
Hawaii?
hey, you know what? New England's pretty good. It's actually pretty good.
My
So I
wife
came
did
back.
that. She was there for a year and said, "I like it here, but no, it's not New England." And came back
It's
home.
amazing. This is after my whole life growing up being like, I'm getting out of Holliston. I'm leaving.
Yeah.
I'm going someplace where it's exciting and where it's it's beautiful and whatever. And then you get I literally was living in paradise.
Yeah.
I had we lived on the North Shore. I lived next door to the Dole Pineapple Plantation. I worked at Planet Hollywood in Honolulu, and I used to actually sleep on Waikiki Beach a lot of the time. And I was like, I was like,
Sleep or pass out?
No, sleep.
Okay.
Like I really would. I had a job at Planet Hollywood right there, and so after my shift, I would go out. I'd kind of wander the city, and then I'd sleep on the beach, and I had my beach bag as my pillow, and I'd wrap myself up, and it was a little dangerous. I had a slip of a knife under on my finger, and I don't recommend doing it. But
Yeah.
I look like a crazy man.
Yeah.
So that helps. Right. 'Cause you judge a book by its cover. Like somebody who's looking to roll somebody just sleeping on the beach probably look at me and be like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Whereas little do they know that inside I'm actually just a big cream puff.
He looks iffy. I'm going to stay away from him. You had a reality show for a bit, too.
Yep. American Chainsaw on the National Geographic Channel.
How cool was that?
Very cool. Very cool. It was the experience of a lifetime.
Did it get to be a grind after a while? Like, initially I would think, oh, this is great. Cameras all around us. This is going to be fun. And it wasn't just you. It was your wife and child. And
It was Beth was, my wife Beth was, 1,000 weeks pregnant at the time. And so that was, it was a heck of a time for her to put her on TV. But she did it like a champion, and my parents and some of my closest friends, and it's on Distracted Driving last time we talked at length. It was all about this book series that I'm writing, Chainsaws, Cheeseburgers, and Rock and Roll: The Most Epic Story Ever Told.
Yeah.
And which is at the time I was like, I said, okay, we'll do the interview because I think I'm almost done, which was crazy naive because that was now like. I'm going on 6 years of working on this thing so far, and it's almost done. And my plan was to be sitting here, not quite now, but this whole spring I was going to be like, all right, I'm buckling down, I'm finishing the editing part and getting it formatted and I want to get it out there. And then ESPN called, and I just said, okay, well, people make plans and God laughs. So
now you're on a whole new press
fine.
tour for that.
Yeah.
All right, so let's talk about that. We keep bringing up ESPN. ESPN called you and said, we need a sculpture from you.
Yeah, I got an email one day sitting at my kitchen counter, and it said, hi Jesse, my name is so and so. I'm from ESPN, and we're wondering if you'd be interested in we want to create the ultimate Boston Red Sox New York Yankees rivalry sculpture. Something. is this something that interests you? And I literally replied, dude, definitely.
Please.
Yeah.
Please sign me up.
So and then next thing you know, we're doing. I sent them a to fast forward the story. I sent them a list of about 20 different ideas. I polled some of my biggest fanatic friends, the band, my uncle, people who I know are just know everything about Red Sox and Yankees and and everything. And but in the end, came up with this the number one idea with 7 asterisks is I think we should do this throne.
Yeah.
And they, for them it was a no-brainer too. They didn't even consider the other choices. We did this, so we did the ESPN Boston Red Sox New York Yankees Ultimate Rivalry Throne.
Yeah.
Or the Throne for short.
The Throne. What was the criteria? They called and said, we need this. We need it by when? We need it to look like what this?
It was it was one of those things where when they first got a hold of me, and they said I think it was April, and they said we wouldn't need it till June, but I'm like, oh.
April, May, June. I mean, that's still a
right,
short amount of time.
To figure it out, to get a log.
Yeah.
I had other things planned. And but then, of course, it took longer than that for them to pull the trigger and be ready to, now we're ready to go. And I was trying to follow up with them, and I want to be cool. I don't want to be like, hey, you need to make a decision or we're not going to do it. Because I don't want to say no, but, it got to be, I remember I had them on the phone, they were like, how long do you need to do this? And now we were about 4 weeks out. I'm like, I think we should do it soon.
Yeah. 4 weeks?
In the end I had about 3, a couple days more than 3 weeks total.
Okay. This was a big project.
It's all so big.
I mean, I've seen your other work and they're all big projects, but this one seemed a little bit more involved in detail.
Well, I was on this thing 20 hours a day.
Were you really?
In my studio till 4 a.m. dremeling, trying to, and you can't screw anything up. We had to, I'm going to say we got to / had to work with Major League Baseball, the Boston Red Sox organization, the New York Yankees organization.
They had to approve everything, right?
Yeah.
Everybody had to approve it.
Right, and the logos are, it's you can't deviate. Not that I would deviate from the logo,
Sure.
but just the, I remember it was like you got to make sure to get the Red Sox, the little registered R in there.
Ugh.
I was like, okay, and then it came the day to do it. And I looked at, they had sent me, it was pretty cool, they sent me the official Red Sox and Yankees style guides.
Yeah.
So I have those now. I just, I'm sure it's public knowledge, but it just kind of felt like an insider thing to get. Like,
sure.
Look at me, I got the style guide with the, and it, and I noticed it said TM, not R.
Oh, okay.
So I dinged my ESPN guy. I was like, I'm about to do this, can't make a mistake. You make a mistake on any part of it. If I slip, in dremeling, if I slipped at any point, I couldn't fix it.
Yeah, you got to start
over.
Yeah.
And I have no time. It's very stressful. It was very, and it was very like, it was a get there. Get there is my, my big business has always been, my business originally was called Get There Enterprises.
Okay.
Now it's the Machine Jesse Green Inc. for a while. And it's Get There is the motto, is the moniker, we just gotta get there.
Sure.
And it was a get there thing for sure, but it was, it was ESPN. And then even better than that, since we have this moment together where I can share things openly and not worry about this being like a 30-second interview and I gotta speak in sound bites and you're not gonna use any of this stuff for real.
Yeah.
This is all going in the final edit, which is cool. When I called in to do the conference call, there was like 10 people on this first conference call. I dialed in the number and it said, "Thank you for calling the Disney company." I said, "What?" ESPN is Disney.
Are they really? Oh, Disney owns everything.
So now it's, not only have I lived my lifelong dream of doing something for the Red Sox, and the Yankees, which is crazy, ESPN, which was not a lifelong dream, but wow.
Yeah.
I've now also lived my lifelong dream of doing something for Disney.
You could be a Disney princess. There could be a way to...
I could be a Disney princess?
Sure, you could say that. You have a daughter.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And now Daddy could be a Disney princess. That's points for you.
I'm going to go home and say that.
Yeah.
And we'll
somehow you can reason that out, I think.
Right. Let it go.
There you go.
Let it go.
Nice.
So I that it's like the complete package project for me. So as far as chainsaw sculpture goes, I've run out of goals to hit.
That really? Wow. Yeah. I don't know. What if Disney came back and said, "I like what you did with our ESPN. We got a Star Wars project for you."
It would be a build on, because as far as perception is reality.
Yeah.
Grateful Dead opened for me. I've already done my project for Disney.
Yeah.
So anything more would just be icing on the cake.
Yeah, I can't imagine what would be better than that. So what did they do with the throne?
Right now, it's sitting at ESPN headquarters.
Okay.
We were supposed to have it at Yankee Stadium the other night, and then it just it was a last minute thing, and the Yankees were It didn't happen.
Okay.
It is going to happen though. I think August 4th. July 28th, the Sunday of the July series. I think it's the 28th.
Yeah.
It's going to be at Fenway Park.
It is.
Yes.
Okay.
It was that was originally they pitched it to me as we got to do the, we wanted to travel to the stadiums, and then and have it there.
Yeah.
And the final destination is still yet to be determined. I know they're not going to toss it in the garbage. I know that.
Well, that's good.
Right. It's going to be someplace cool. It's
They'll
either going to be at
give it back to you,
ESPN
I would
headquarters.
hope, if they're going to do that.
I don't want it back. It's huge.
It's stupid.
I don't want it back.
You have enough.
I got more sculptures to work on. I don't need it taking up space in my place.
All right.
But yeah, it's coming. So everybody should know that it is coming to Fenway, and people will have a chance to sit in it.
Did the Yankees have any issue with a Red Sox fan creating this thing for both teams?
I don't know, but when you watch the vignette that they created, and there's
Yeah.
more to come.
Yeah, oh, is there? Okay.
Yeah, man. It's it's very I'm a Boston guy.
Sure.
But what are they gonna do? I don't think they're gonna find a chainsaw sculptor in New York City. So there you go.
Did you think maybe you'd throw a little dig somewhere in the sculpture, like some little hidden Easter egg that threw a dig at the Yankees? Was that in your mind at one point? Like, maybe I can just mess with the logo a little bit. Nobody will notice, but I'll know.
Of course, it crosses the mind. Of course, people have suggested it.
Yeah.
But in the end, I am a professional, and I do care more
Perfect.
about my reputation as a pro than making sure that I get a little extra Red Sox in there. It's fair and balanced, and
Sure.
I want the Red Sox to earn that thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't want it to be like I stacked the deck somehow.
Yeah.
But what's cool is it's two hand. The main thing, the main eye draw, is that the arms are two hands.
Yeah.
One is holding a 3-finger fastball, which I had my uncle model for me. My uncle's like the biggest Red Sox fan in life. Took me my first game when I was 8.
Yeah.
And the other hand is a glove. Now, the glove it had to be modeled after something.
Yeah.
So it's modeled after my glove.
Oh, there you go.
So the ultimate rivalry thrown is is get my uncle's hand
And
and my glove. But it's that shouldn't spoil it for anybody. That should.
So many more questions I want to ask, but our time's up.
Our time's up, really, already?
It is, yeah.
That
That
was
was by fast, right?
Oh, my God.
It was only 20 minutes. What percentage, real quick, what percentage is chainsaw sculpting when you do something like that? Because I noticed you do a lot of whittling as well.
There's actually a lot less chainsawing in that than there's a million other things that go into it. It's something like that because I had to put the arms. I had to I cut the top off, cut it in half, put the arms on either side. So there's bolting, there's measuring, there's figuring, there's a lot of leveling.
Yeah.
I have OCD about details and stuff, which is it
video,
works
you
for
can
me.
really tell.
Thank you.
Yeah.
But actual chainsawing really wasn't all that much on this because it's a throne, so it's I had to chainsaw out the hand and the
Sure.
ball and but when doing stuff like that, it's more like a little 12-inch electric saw.
Yep.
So it's like don't mess up. And the thing with the hand and the ball, hands are really hard. Anybody will tell you that. Any sculptor will tell you that. Any cartoonist will tell you that.
Yeah.
And a round ball. So many times I said to myself, don't do this. Don't commit to
This is not
this.
worth it,
You're
yeah.
stupid. Like
Yeah.
you should not do this. You know what I mean? Like,
You're putting your reputation on the line.
right. But I felt that's what it really needed, and I
Yeah.
enjoy pushing myself. And there you go.
That's awesome. Where can people see your work?
TheMachineJesseGreen.com, TheMachineJesseGreen.com, or Facebook or Instagram. All those. If you just Google The Machine Jesse Green, or even if
Yeah.
you just Google chainsaw sculpture, you're coming to me.
There's a Jesse Green that's a film critic, I noticed, or some kind
There's
of
also
critic.
a Jesse Green who's who made friends with me on Facebook. I think around the time of American Chainsaw, who's a producer on the Rachel Ray show that I'm
Oh, really?
friends with on Facebook. You know what I
Okay.
mean? And there's a Jesse Green, the '70s soul singer,
Oh, yeah, that's
who I'm
right.
definitely not.
Yeah. So just add the machine in there and you'll find
That's
it.
right. That's why I'm the machine, because gimmicks pay.
And we put the video up as well on our Facebook page. Jesse, thanks, man.
Thanks, man. You're the best.
Good to see you.
You too.
All right, and good luck with the band. Looking forward to seeing you guys. Good to get you out this way. I think we had you out here once.
Probably.
Where we tried. And,
Probably.
Yeah. But yeah, let's get you out this way.
Yeah. Well, again, good luck with all your many bands.
Thanks, buddy.
Thanks,
All right,
man.
Quick break. We'll be right back with your news on 101.3 MyFM.
Awesome.